Hey guys, gather round for an epic story that's gonna tug at your heartstrings and make you cheer for the underdog. I'm Ellen, a 31-year-old school teacher from Columbus, Ohio. Back in 2020, my world got turned upside down when my mom, Carol, was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. My sister Allison lived way down in Austin, Texas, a whopping 1,200 miles away. So, naturally, I stepped up. I was the one who rearranged my life to be there for Mom. I became her chauffeur, driving her to 50 chemotherapy appointments at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. I remember every single one of those drives. The smell of the infusion room, a strange mix of chemical disinfectant and something sweet, metallic, and the hum of the fluorescent lights. Mom would sit in that blue recliner, and four in her arm, and I'd be right there by her side with my trusty blue notebook. I asked Dr. Brennan, the oncologist, all the questions. What stage was it? What was the treatment plan? What side effects should we watch out for? I filled that notebook with over 100 pages of notes over the next 2 years. The bills started rolling in, and Mom's insurance only covered 70%. The remaining $18,000 was on us. Allison promised to split it, but months went by, and I got nothing. I ended up paying the whole amount on my credit card. In 2021, Mom needed surgery. Allison flew in for 48 hours, took a bunch of Instagram-worthy pictures, and then left. Mom was so excited to see her, not even sparing a thought for all the days and nights I'd spent by her side leading up to and after the surgery. Fast forward to 2023. Allison had a baby, Tyler. Mom was over the moon. She flew to Austin to help Allison and was there for 3 weeks. Meanwhile, I got engaged to Nathan, a firefighter I'd met during Mom's treatment. He was one of the good ones, sticking with me through all the chaos. When Mom came back for our wedding, she was only there for 2 days. She didn't even post a single picture of our special day on Facebook, saying Allison and the baby needed her. That same year, Mom posted about Tyler non-stop. First smile, first laugh, you name it. I felt like I was invisible. Then, I got pregnant for the first time. I was so scared, so I only told Nathan. But I didn't make it to 12 weeks. I miscarried at 9 weeks. It was a Saturday, and I was on the bathroom floor, bleeding and crying. When I called Mom to tell her, she was with Tyler. She said she was sorry, but she seemed so distracted. She didn't call back to check on me. A few months later, I got pregnant again. But this time, history repeated itself. I miscarried at 11 weeks. I was in the kitchen, making breakfast when it happened. I was alone, cleaning up the blood, and crying my eyes out. I didn't call Mom. I just didn't see the point. Dr. Brennan, though, she came to the hospital and sat with me for an hour. She didn't say much, but her presence meant the world to me. In 2024, I got pregnant for the 3rd time. I didn't tell my family until I was 6 months along. When I finally announced it in the family group chat, the responses were cold. No one asked how I was feeling. No one cared about the due date. My friends threw me a baby shower in May 2025. I invited Mom and Allison, but Mom said she couldn't come. She was going to Austin for Tyler's 2nd birthday party. Tyler's birthday was on the 5th, and my baby shower was on the 3rd. She chose him over me. Then came Mother's Day 2025. I was 7 weeks pregnant, and I woke up to see Mom's Facebook post. It was a picture of Tyler, with the caption saying she was blessed with the most beautiful grandchild. She didn't mention me or my pregnancy. I was heartbroken. I took a screenshot and started collecting all the evidence of how I'd been treated. All the receipts from Mom's cancer treatment, the screenshots of her Facebook posts, the text messages where I'd reached out and got nothing in return. As my due date got closer, Thanksgiving rolled around. I was 9 months pregnant, exhausted, and I just didn't want to be around my family. Mom didn't seem to care. She was more excited about Allison and Tyler coming. On December 14th, I went into labor. Contractions started, and Nathan and I headed to the hospital. I decided to give Mom one last chance. I called her on FaceTime. She declined the call and texted back that she was busy with Tyler. I was crushed, but I knew I had to focus on having my baby. Thank goodness for Brennan. She showed up at the hospital holding a bouquet of yellow tulips. She was there for me when my own mother wasn't. She was like a rock, holding my hand through the contractions. At 9:14 a.m., on December 15th, my beautiful daughter Natalie was born. Nathan took a picture of Dr. Brennan holding Natalie. Dr. Brennan asked if she could share the photo on Facebook to show what real love and family were. She wrote a powerful caption, talking about all I'd done for Mom during her cancer treatment. She tagged the Breast Cancer Advocacy Foundation and the hospital. The post took off. It got 20,000 likes in 24 hours. People started to notice Mom's unfair treatment of me. They saw all the posts about Tyler and the lack of any mention of my pregnancy. Mom Allison and Dad started blowing up my phone, but not one of them asked about Natalie or how I was. They were only worried about how they looked. I decided it was time to take a stand. I wrote an 892-word email to moms to sing Allison and Dad. I laid out everything I'd done for Mom during her cancer treatment. I told them about the 50 drives, the $18,000 I'd paid, and how I'd been there for her through every fear. I set 3 conditions: a public acknowledgement on Facebook of what I'd done, 6 months of family therapy, and no contact with Natalie until those conditions were met. Mom's first response was defensive. She didn't take responsibility for anything. But after a few days, she made a real public apology on Facebook. She tagged me and finally acknowledged all I'd done. She also sent me links to family therapist. Allison, on the other hand, didn't really seem to get it. She just said she was sorry I felt bad, not sorry for what she'd done. I decided I was done with her. I blocked her number and unfriended her on Facebook. Dad was different. He seemed to want to make things right. He asked if he could meet Natalie. I told him he could after the first family therapy session if he showed up and participated. In the following weeks, I started getting messages from other caregivers who'd been in similar situations. They said I'd given them a voice. Dr. Brennan's foundation also received over $15,000 in donations because of the post. Nathan's fire crew threw us a late baby shower. They brought all kinds of gifts, from diapers to a crib mobile. They made me feel like I was part of their family. My students at school made me beautiful handmade cards when I went back to teaching. Now, I look at my life, and I see my real family. It's Nathan, who's been with me through everything. It's Dr. Brennan, who's become like a grandma to Natalie. It's the fire crew, my students, and my friends. Mom, Carol, is on a conditional basis. I've learned that family isn't just about blood. It's about who shows up when you need them most. And if you're in a situation where you're being taken for granted, don't be afraid to set boundaries and choose your own family. That's my story, and I hope it gives you the strength to stand up for yourself too.